of meat. She drank the Nile's red stain. She killed the silence. She killed the rain. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. Blood before the mercy. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. The river ran to slurry. The other gods sat on their thrones. They heard the marrow in the bones. They turned to Ra, enough no more. What will you rule? A floor of gold. Ra looked down, his hands were red. I did not know I would lose her head. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. Blood before the mercy. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. The river ran to slurry. He poured 7,000 jars of beer, dyed them red with ochre near. The village where Samet slept that night. She woke up thirsty for the fight. She drank the red, she thought it blood. She stumbled, fell, the fields were mud. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. Blood before the mercy. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. The river ran to slurry. The lying goddess swayed and sang a drunk woman's lullaby that rang across the valley. Her knees buckled, her jaw unclenched. The slaughter stopped, the thirst was quenched. Ra lifted her, he brought her home. The Eye of Ra no longer roamed. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. Blood before the mercy. The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Ra. The river ran to slurry. But some say she still dreams of the hunt. That the beer was just a pause, not a front. That every full moon she licks her teeth and remembers the taste of the space beneath human skin. Human prayer, human fear. The Eye of Ra is.
La 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 la.
Unplug it and plug it back.
No, I think that did it.
Okay, hold on.
No one in the chat's saying anything. At least I was talking for 2 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. You're good.
That was probably one of the better intros I've ever done. Actually, every time it's muted, that's the best intro I've ever done. I'm not going to repeat it. I don't know what happens. Actually, my power went out, and so the computer shut off, and I had to redo everything. So, yeah, that's probably what happened. That's probably exactly what happened.
Still here. The Eye of Ra. The Eye of Ra.
Welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm the Incredible Sulk. We're doing this all over again. I had a wonderful weekend. I went on a cruise. We got some drinks. We had some fun. Drove around the Bahamas. Made jokes all weekend. Hung out with the boys. It was a good time. Tonight we're going to be watching something about the Congo. It's going to be fun. It's going to be light. I don't want anything too heavy. I'm tired, dude. I need to regain normalcy in my life. I've been traveling too much. I'm jaded. That's what it is. I don't want to be like, ha, 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 ha. But in the same note, yes, I do. I do want to be like that. I want you to know I'm better than you. It's not terribly difficult. It's not even a challenge, honestly. I do it pretty well. And yes, I am bragging about that. So, get comfy, get cozy, grab yourself a nice bottle of snake juice. Delicious snake juice. If you're working, keep working. If you are driving, drive home safely. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the show, ko-fi.com/sulkstream. Or you could donate on Rumble. Or you can mail me money. You can just stuff an envelope full of money and mail it to me. I'll accept that. You can send me Bitcoin if you want. If you have some sort of carrier pigeon that you want to put like gold coins on and then train him to fly to my house, that would probably be fine too. If you could pull that off, I'd be impressed. Honestly, I'd be impressed. Anyways, I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk Stream. And this is called 30 Creepy Discoveries in Congo that terrified the whole world. Yeah, we'll see how it is. Enjoy.
Though many locals may not even know about it. A passing colonel's unexpected discovery first revealed the creature's existence.
I didn't even start from the beginning. I'll start from the beginning.
Viral videos of so-called electrical stones that have been found.
Oh, so how you guys doing? Would you like to ask me any questions? Yes, I am straight. So let's get that out of the way.
Looks like it just died.
Deep within the heart of the Congo, a land teeming with mystery and danger.
What's the monkey game? Oh, the monkey game. Ancestors? Is that what it's called? No, I heard it was mid. I was gonna play it when it I saw the trailer for it and I was like, okay, I might play that. But then it came out and I heard it was mid and I was like, nah.
Explorers have uncovered disturbing.
Yeah, I did enjoy the vacation. It was good, but Jimmy Buffett's cruise line sucks ass dicks. It does. Here, let me pull up and see if I can find the cruise, because it sucked. I mean, like, the cruise was gross. It stunk. It's filled with black people. Like, some of the black people were fine, but others were ratchet. The ratchet ones were the problem, right? Like, the twerking and shit. There was, like, a lot of twerking. Some were cool. You know, we smoked and, like, talked with some up on the smoking deck. They seemed like cool. But, like, a lot of them were pretty ratchet. I forgot to do the cruise part. There we go. Let's see if I could just look at the North America's worst cruise ship. That sounds about right. It sounds about right. This might not even...
I've had an interest in cruise ships all my life, and I've been fascinated to watch the industry evolve and grow. In North America...
Dan Stott says, I would like to go on a cruise. Well, then go. Volunteer as a busboy. Volunteer. Yeah, do not even get paid. You just have to go live in the crew quarters. Apparently working on a cruise ship ain't that bad.
There are plenty of cruise
People
vacations
do it.
to choose.
People do it. There's like a subsect of people who do it for years. They work on cruise ships. They go around. They have like crew buddies and they like know each other. And they, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing you could do. That's an option. I don't expect you to pay for a cruise.
From the ultra luxury to the budget, all of which have their own market demographic, along with massive modern.
No, just couch turfing is inviting him on the next cruise. Inviting Dan Snott on the next cruise. No, this is for only people with podcasts. And I understand you do now have a podcast. But I'm insulting you, Dan Snot.
ships. But there's always been one outlier.
So if you can handle these hot fire insults that I'm firing out one after another, because I was on a roll the entire time on the cruise.
In the mix here, a cruise line.
Then yeah, be my guest. If you wanna enter the gauntlet, by all means.
That has been sailing out of Florida for decades and has rebranded multiple times.
I have over 100 subs, bro. Because I talked about your show.
Following bad press.
You're welcome.
Most recently
You're
changing
welcome.
their
You're
name
most welcome.
to Margaritaville.
That
at
was
sea.
all 100%
So I traveled
me.
to South.
It was not. We were in this terminal. We were in this exact terminal. And we spent so long. It took so long to get through the fucking line. It was ridiculous, dude. Why does it take 30 minutes to get one passenger on? It was stupid. It was so fucking stupid how long it took to get through that line. So that was already 0 stars for Jimmy Buffett and this dumb cruise line.
Florida to find out what's sailing on board this somewhat.
It says I had 99 before you talked about my page. Well, I subbed to your page, so you're welcome.
Infamous cruise line is like, and how the
You're
oldest
welcome.
cruise liner sailing out of a North American port fits into the modern industry. This is North America's worst cruise ship.
Look, so apparently somebody went on this Jimmy Buffett cruise, and on the same ship that we went on, and they left a bad review of the ship, and then the Jimmy Buffett cruise line banned them for life from going on another cruise, which is not good. That's not positive. That's not a positive look, right? When you get a bad review and then you permanently ban these people from ever coming back because they tried to book another one. They tried to book another one and go on and see, had it improved because there was a renovation. They're all like, we're going to give it another chance. And then they tried to fill out their information and they got blocked. Called the kiosk, and the kiosk was like, yeah, you're not allowed on the boat anymore. You're not allowed on any of our boats ever from henceforth. And they were reasonably polite. I would have laughed directly at the, it's not the representative's fault. He didn't make the call, but it would be difficult for me not to laugh about that. If I got banned from a Jimmy Buffett cruise, that would automatically add cool points to me. And I got a lot of those. I got a lot of cool points. All right. I keep them in the bank. I got a lot of cool points, but that would be additional cool points. I don't get to go on a Jimmy Buffett cruise. Damn.
Margaritaville at sea has a long.
The question: where was Mersh on this cruise? He was around.
History of ultra short and ultra cheap cruises. The company's lineage dates all the way back to 1999 with the creation of the Imperial
I'm thinking. I'm just like, he was around. Jessica, can you get in here? Jess, do you have time? Holy fucking shit, bro. I don't even Jess, come on. Get in here. Come on. Where was Mersh indeed? He was.
What?
Where was Mersh?
I made a donut.
Hold on, let me stuff my face with this donut really awkwardly. Hold on, get more donuts so you don't have to answer the question. Where was Mersh the entire time? Where was Mersh the entire goddamn cruise?
It's a really dry donut.
It's a very dry donut, and she's so thirsty that she might have to leave and go look for a water source, which I doubt she'll find because We all of a sudden live in the Sahara.
That's what it feels
Oh,
like.
it's so dry. It's so dry. Oh. We're dancing around it too. We don't even wanna.
You brought me in here.
I did bring you in here.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh, she gotta get out of here. The kids came to the rescue. I know they weren't in danger. Not the casino.
Majesty Cruise Line, a budget cruise company that offered 2- and 3-day cruises. The line ultimately rebranded following the retirement of their very old ships in 2008, with the new name Celebration Cruise Line. They purchased an
Celebration sucked ass. It stinked. The bathroom stunk. And it was gross. The restaurant was terrible.
old ferry that had been converted into a cruise.
What did you miss, Rhea? What did you miss? Oh my god, so much. You miss so much, Rhea. You miss so much.
Cruise ship and renamed it to the Bahamas Celebration. The line continued to operate these very cheap cruises until...
Where was Mersh indeed? The entire time when we were shooting videos and stuff like that and like trying to like do interviews. And where was Mersh the entire time?
2014, when disaster struck.
I know, do you?
Celebration was departing Freeport, Bahamas.
It wasn't the casino. Oddly enough, he was in the casino a little, from time to time he was in the casino for sure. But, and I didn't hit the casino. I'm not giving fucking Jimmy Buffett that kind of money.
When it collided with underwater...
This isn't like Casino Royale kind of where the casino was decently nice. I'll give it that. The casino, they spent some money on. Refurbishing the casino, which I understand because the casino probably makes them an assload of money. But like, that's not where Mersh was most of the time.
Water rocks. The ship was able to return to port, but clearly taking on water.
He didn't even make it to the... Mersh didn't even make it to the Bahamas. Mersh didn't even make it to the Bahamas. He didn't get off the boat.
All passengers were evacuated and the flooding was contained. However, the ship was declared a total loss. Passengers who were on board were...
Congratulations to your daughter, Rhea. Turning 3, that's awesome.
Not happy, and the company received a lot of bad press from this event. So much so that by the next year, the same executives have formed a new company called Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line. In doing so, they purchased a former Carnival ship and renamed it the Grand Celebration. They also purchased the Costa Classica and renamed it to the Grand Classica. Now, this new cruise line...
How much money does Jimmy Buffett have to buy 3 goddamn cruise ships? He was in the head. He was seasick. No, he was not seasick. He was hanging out with Ice Dancer. He brought Ice Dancer on the cruise, and she was hanging out with him the entire time. And then there was like a lot of backfire with Marie and Jessica because so it kind of made it a little awkward. Kind of made it extremely awkward. So that was a thing. The entire time. And since she felt so awkward, Mersh and fucking Ice Dancer stayed in their room the entire cruise. The entire cruise. I mean, he did come out once or twice, right? We got to talk to him and we were like, "How you doing, man?" and shit like that. But like, it was a very awkward situation when Ice was around. Because it's not about me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give 2 hot fucks what goes on in another man's personal life. But like Marie and Jess, they had a bit of a thing about it. Right? And so I'm just like, I want to have a good time. That's all I wanted. That I wanted to have a good, and I did. Admittedly, I had a good time. I really did. Me and Royce, we were fucking getting drunk. We were smoking cigars and shit like that. We were cracking jokes. It was like the fucking A-team. Frozen was there. It was awesome. But we didn't get to see Mersh. We saw him once or twice. I think one good time we got to sit down with him and actually have a conversation, which was fun. But it was just, Ice Dancer, she she's a little weird. She's a little weird. And I think she definitely knows the emotions going on with Marie and Jessica and what she did with Mersh and stuff like that. And now she's on a fucking cruise with us. And now it's like, oh, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But I knew if he brought her, he would be sitting in his fucking room the entire time. And what did I fucking tell you? Or what did I know? I didn't tell you. I didn't tell anybody this. Because it was just like, oh, maybe she won't come. Maybe she'll come. She did come. She did come. I think we actually went out to dinner with them once. She put a fucking stuffed animal on the table. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So... Rhea says, someone say psych, please. No. This is not a psych at all. I thought, dude, if it was a psych out and like Mersh was like JK, I'd be like, okay, you're fucking crazy, dude. You got me. But no. He brought her. She was there. She was weird. And again, I am like the nicest guy. I am absolutely cordial. I can forgive and forget very easily, especially when I've had a few drinks. But that I wasn't the issue. I wasn't the issue. And neither was Royce or anything like that either. But there was a certain toxicity. There was a certain uncomfortable motif, an ambiance floating through the air. Because... And look, Ice Dancer does completely deserves it. Deserves it. But it's the girls, right? It was. It's just like, and so it was fucking weird. Not that it was weird. We had a great time, but that's why Mersh isn't in any of the pictures. That's why Mersh didn't show up to any of the pictures, and like he's not going to be in a lot of the videos. I think there's going to be a clip of him doing a thing for a minute, but most of the time he was in his cabin with Ice, and also he's kind of a night owl, and I went to bed by like midnight most nights, so. And he pulls all-nighters. So maybe he was out, from midnight to like 5 a.m. Maybe that's what they were doing. But that doesn't matter because we weren't. Nobody else was doing that. Couch Stripping just says she's the worst. I was like having a good time. And I forgot what happened exactly, but I gave Ice Dancer a high five. Again, I'm a nice guy. I'm easy to hang out with, right? I don't want there to be no problems. I give her a high five, and then Jess is like, ew, you touched her. And me being drunk, I burst into laughter because that's fucking hilarious. Yes. She might be watching this show right now. I don't give a shit, right? I was out of it, dude, but like she is a weird chick. All right, she's weird. She's a weirdo. She's weird. And like when she was around, it made things kind of uncomfortable. Not when Mersh was around, because Mersh is Mersh. I've known Mersh for years now, and there's nothing weird about he's funny. We hang out, we crack jokes. It's funny. But then she's in the fucking shadows, eating weird ice, like eating an ice cream or something like that, and it was just she I understand she didn't want to be a part of the conversation of the crew or anything like that, but it was like it was weird. It was weird. So yeah. So what do you guys think? What do you guys? Rhea says she's a bad person. I'm not saying nothing. I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying shit. I'm not saying she's a bad person, although there is a lot of evidence pointing in that direction. A lot of it. But it doesn't matter, right? Because everything I heard about her could have been completely untrue, right? I will give people the benefit of the doubt like that. Everything that I heard about her, which was numerous things, numerous heinous things, could have been untrue. However, that doesn't matter to me in the moment, because you bring a weird energy into the circle. We're all having a good time, and everyone fucking clams up and then stares at you. And it's like, I don't want it to be like that. I don't want it to be like that. But then she doesn't exactly help the situation when she's in it, right? Because then she says weird shit. She says weird shit on top of that, like you guys should kiss and stuff. Like, what the and she's all like, you guys want me dead. You guys hate me and shit like that. And I'm just... not coming from me. Not coming from me. Cool guy John was a nice guy the whole time. And I knew I would be. Because I'm very easy to get along with. But it was weird. You know? It was weird. The few times we did see them, it was weird. It was uncomfortable. It was awkward. And I knew it would be. I knew she was coming before we got onto the boat. And we were all in agreement that that might not have been the best idea. We all were like, I don't think that's a great idea. I don't think that's a great idea. I don't think that's you know. But she did come. And Merce spent the entire time in his cabin. Like, the majority of his time in his cabin. Which was a fucking bummer. Dude. Which is a bummer. Because we wanted, like, you know, I wanted Merce to be out with us, having a good time. And it's not like, again, I cannot stress enough how this was not on me. How this was not coming from my angle. I was perfectly like cordial. And I was polite, you know. But she's got to be fucking autistic or something. And I like, because I don't think she picks up on like social cues all that well, and doesn't know how to like blend in a group. You know, some people have that talent. Some people can just kind of blend into a scenario and they're just like, yeah, all right, I'm one of these people now. She's not one of those. She's not one of those. Like, Merce would like go by and be like, yeah, I'd hang out with you guys, but I got to take Ice Dancer to the arcade. For real, dog? You can't fucking chill out and have a drink with us? Because you got to take Ice Dancer to the fucking arcade? With a pocket full of quarters? And then we just disappear. And so it was like we never saw him. We never saw him. We maybe spent an hour out of the entirety of the trip hanging out with Mersh. And me and Frozen and fucking Marie and Royce and shit like that. And Jess, obviously. We had a blast. We had a great time. The cruise was fucking gross. The cruise was gross. The people on it were gross. It was a cheap cruise, right? They had cheap food. We all got the drink package, and I actually did not hit my limit in any of the nights, because I think the limit was like 14. And I'm like, that's a lot of drinks. I don't think I could stomach 14 drinks. I'd done it before, but that's not something I'm like shooting for. To have 14. So I think the most I got to was like 10, 11 before I was like, I'm calling it, guys. One night I took 2 shots of tequila in a row. Double fist. It was like the last night. I'm like, I'm doing this. Bam, bam. 2 shots of Patron right to the face. And right after that, I was like, that was a mistake. Ugh. That was terrible. I'm going to need another drink. I'm telling them all about it. Watch out, baby. All right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, you're watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
You're watching the whole thing?
I'm commenting. I mean.
And what happened to Hammy's toe? Hammy's toe got amputated. Which had nothing to do with the cruise. It had nothing to do with the cruise. But he had an emergency a foot emergency, right? And he went into because he's got diabetes, right? He's got type 2 diabetes. And he's a big guy, but he used to be a lot bigger. He lost a lot of weight. But he has type 2 diabetes. And he had a foot injury a few months back, and it started to swell, and they went in and they're like, we got to take your toe. And so he lost his toe, and which actually is pretty unfortunate as well, because the entire time on the cruise, all we were doing was making up jokes about him losing his toe. Jess, you want to tell him that one you thought of?
No, they can watch the video.
It's super funny. It's super funny. We were all cracking jokes. I spent a lot of the time in like some days I was just like, I gotta stop thinking of jokes to tell about Hammy getting his toe cut off.
Yeah.
Because I want to be present in this situation, even though sometimes it was awkward when fucking Mersh and Ice were coming around. But yeah. So yeah. Have I seen Hammy Stone? No. Somebody has, and they said it looked real bad. Which is a big toe. It's a big toe.
Continue to operate with varying degrees of success. They carried on with the ultra-budget business model with these older ships. Following the pandemic, though, it seemed as though their
Couch Survey says he's fun, but Ice is a loser and hard to look at. I'm not saying these things. Jess is saying these things. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying anything, but it was like there was a very clear vibe. All right. Marie and Jess, they were a little bit venomous about it.
I was not. I was perfectly fine. I was fine. I was very well behaved.
Not saying you weren't well behaved.
I was a good girl.
No. It was just a weird kind of thing, though, wasn't it? Yeah. Back me up.
No, absolutely. It was awful. She's awful. She's an awful person to be around. It's miserable to look at her. It's an assault on the eyes. I'm just saying. That's my general consensus.
I don't know if she picked up on it. She must have picked up on it.
Nah, she
Are you sure? Are you sure?
How
Because
could
you
she
said
know?
stuff like that.
How could she know?
Because you were pretty goddamn clear about it.
I was fine.
I mean, we were fine. We were having fun and shit like that.
Yeah,
But,
I was
you know, every once in a while, a jab was tossed. I think I'm the only one that didn't throw a jab.
I don't know.
I'm maybe not Frozen, but Frozen is a sweet boy. He's not going to do that. But like everybody else, everyone had some point through a jab. And, oof. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. It was a thing. And then we're getting a bunch of people being like, where's Mersh? Where's Mersh? Why isn't Mersh in any of the fucking photos? Well, because he's fucking. Rhea says she is. Jess, I agree. And she fucked over Mersh. You tell him, Jess. Yeah. See, sometimes I'm too nice. I understand you guys. You're like, John, you're nice to a fault. You're a sweetheart. Wrapped in beautiful chocolate and gold foil. Like an Easter bunny.
Wow.
Of adorableness.
We should make like Sulk.
The Sulk Easter bunnies.
He's
a
with sunglasses on.
Yeah, with sunglasses on, and like, there's a lot of chocolate. No, but it was weird. Yeah, it was, and so they didn't fucking go to the Bahamas with us. They just fucking, what?
Nothing.
No, you have to say it.
No, I mean,
You're with me on this.
I'm with you on it. I back you up 100%.
You're with me. They didn't go to the Bahamas with us.
It's all true.
We didn't hang out. Oh, here come the kids. Dude, it was... Buddy, I'm on the show. Love you. Love you. It was weird, man. And it's not like we could have not made it weird. It's not... Let's just look at the fucking show.
Occupancy was extremely low, sailing some voyages with under 200 people on board.
Reese says, I like y'all, so I'm being kind, but I have choice names to call her. Oh my God. I mean, like, yeah, look, everybody agreed that was a bad call to bring her on board. But it happened. And it was fine. I mean, it's just we didn't see much of Mersh, right? And he's not going to be in a lot of the videos. And like, we didn't get to go. We just didn't. It was like a vacation without Mersh. He like did cameos every once in a while. Like I said, we had maybe one good conversation with him where we were all cracking jokes and having a good time. But Ice Dancer wasn't even there. She wasn't even there, and then she showed up later, and then like, it's like a dark cloud follows her. It's some sort of hex or something. I don't know.
By this point, it looked like they were interested in yet another rebranding, and they apparently found the right partner for that.
Rhea, you're telling me? Rhea says, like, I don't know why he would do that. You're telling me? You're telling us? Yeah. Yes, we were trying to work that shit out on our own. Why? We were trying to fucking figure it out if it was like some sort of weird witchcraft or something like that. But it was just, I don't know, man. Yeah, Strawberry. Yeah, Mersh can be kind of retarded sometimes. A lot of people can. I can be retarded too. I can. You guys seen it. But there's a special level of retarded. There's a special level of self-destruct that I think he's really aiming for. You know, he's really achieving something here. But why? But why the fuck would you do that? I told him. I told him. I wrote him a message. I was very clear and very honest. I was like, Mersh, as your friend, and only caring about the good for you, do not bring this girl. Do not bring this girl. And look, he did. He did. And I'm fine with that. It's fine by me. It is fine by me. But it did disrupt the entire dynamic. It did disrupt the entire dynamic. Because of what she did. Because of what she did. Right? Everyone was pissed. At her. Not at Mersh per se. I don't think people were mad at Mersh himself. Because, I mean, people do stupid things over a girl, sure. But Mersh didn't really do anything wrong. Ice Dancer fucked Mersh over. And like a month later? Was it even a month later? We're all going on the cruise and fucking Mersh fucking texts me. He's like, I don't know if Royce told you, but I'm bringing Ice Dancer on the cruise. And I was like, no, he didn't fucking tell me that. No, nobody fucking told me that. Nobody fucking told me that. Then I told Jess, and then Mersh is like texting Jess as well, and he's texting me and shit like that, and we're all like, Mersh, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Rhea, I know, I understand. I understand it's about clout chasing. I'm not questioning Ice Dancer's motives here. I'm questioning Mersh's motives. But I understand people can get retarded when women are involved. You know? I think everyone has gotten retarded. When women are demons, women are evil creatures. But when you see your friend fall into like a trap like that, you try to toss him a rope, right? He's drowning in quicksand. You're like, quick, we got to help him. Grab a stick or something like that. And then here, grab this stick, Mersh. Cram! Get that stick away from me. This is comfy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do besides keep him company as he slowly sinks into that pit? Nothing we can do. You just fucking grab a drink and you're just like, yeah. So this is it. This is how you're going down, huh? Look, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. That's it. I don't even have like, I don't have more to say to that. Because like, is the shit she pulled going to happen again? I don't know. Probably. That would be my guess. That would be my guess. Would she pull the same exact shit she pulled before? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I don't need a fucking crystal ball to predict something like that. It's possible. She might not. But if I had to fucking if I had to bet. Yeah. I think she will absolutely do something very similar to that again. Yeah, maybe not the exact same scenario, but something like that is probably going to occur again. It's just weird. Like, everyone's standing on the outside. Everyone else has 20/20 vision, and he's just in there with fucking googly eyes and shit like that. And we're like, It was a thing. It was a thing. It was a thing. It was a thing. Shimo says she sounds fun. No, she wasn't. She wasn't fun at all. No, she wasn't fun. I have fun with everybody too. I like to be a good time. I like to, but she was not fun. She was very awkward. She was quiet. Like, she was like weird. She was weird, dude. She's like deeply, like, terminally online. If she was a man, she would be an incel. A bad one. A very bad incel. But I guess that's true for all women. But she wasn't. She didn't come be like, look, I know I did some bad stuff. You know, I messed up, but I really want to just have a good time. And, you know, let's put that behind. No. No, it wasn't like that. No. She's just like, I'm going to pour some fucking more weirdness on this this harsh, awkward sundae that we put together. Sundae as in like the ice cream, like a banana split sundae. I'm just trying to. It was just. It was just not the right fit. And if she made Mersh happy, then that's all that really matters, right? But I don't think he looks very. I don't think it's good for him. I don't think it's positive when he's like bringing a chick around that actively buffers him from his friends, from a good time. We could have had a good time. We could have gone to the clubs. We could have cracked jokes and stuff like that. We could have, but no. No, the only real time he left was to go to the fucking casino, go to the bar. Well, he didn't really go to the bar. He sent Ice to the bar. Yeah, but it was just like he was not even on the cruise with us. It was like he's not even on the cruise with us. So yeah. And should I be talking about this? I don't know. I'm gonna fucking talk about it. It was my cruise too. It was my cruise too. All right? And like, I honestly did want to hang out with Mersh. I want to, you know, we would all sit around cracking jokes. And unfortunately, Hammy could not come because he had to have pieces of himself ripped off of his body, which I understand. That's not ideal. I forgive you, Hammy. But you only have 9 more chances. Because you ain't got no more toes after that. But it was just fucking awkward and weird that that thing, this thing, all that shit, all that fucking shit, dude. And honestly, I'm annoyed. I'm a little annoyed. I'm not a little annoyed. I'm like, it's more disappointed. Where it's just like, man, I told you that it wasn't a good idea. I told you it wasn't going to be a good idea. And he was like, well, then maybe I'll just have to skip it. I'm like, don't do that. That's going to be worse. And it would have been. It would have honestly been worse. But I knew if he brought this girl, all he was going to do is fucking hang out in his goddamn cabin all day. And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did.
In December of 2021, when it was announced that Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville brand would partner with Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line for a total rebranding. Now, this was essentially a branding-only partnership, as the cruise line...
Hog Dog says if you take a hoe back after some hoe shit, she's just going to use you as a jump off to go do hoe shit. That seems likely. I mean, like, you don't have to be a fucking detective Sherlock Holmes to be like... I mean, if it happens again... it's going to be very difficult to have sympathy. It's going to be very difficult to have sympathy for Mersh. If it happens again, which, hey, I have to be 100% honest. I really do. It's going to happen again. I would be surprised if something like that or very similar didn't happen again. Shocked. Honestly. And like, I don't. Just why? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, like, I get it. I get it. I get it. No, I don't. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking understand, dude. When you get fucked over like that, like, what the fuck is the deal? Like, you burn a bitch. You burn a bitch like that. I am really trying not to offend Mersh. I'm not trying to upset Mersh. I'm not even trying to upset fucking Ice Dancer, even though she 100% deserves to be upset. But like, this is my fucking show, and I'm going to air my emotions the way I feel about certain topics. A lot of people didn't know about this thing. Oh, I wonder fucking why. I wonder fucking why you wanted to keep this one under wraps. Nobody told me that if you wanted to keep it under wraps, but I assume that you did. And here I am fucking talking about it because it's my goddamn show. It's my goddamn show. Why would you fucking do that? Why would you step in shit? Look at your shoe, be like, oh my God, I stepped in shit. Then step in the shit with your other shoe. I mean, obviously, we're trying to, like, look out for you, dude. That's all we're trying to do. Like, but Mersh and Royce have been friends for fucking years. Years. And Royce told him the same fucking thing I told him. Don't fucking bring her. That's a terrible idea. What are you, fucking retarded? But yes, he is fucking retarded. He has to be goddamn retarded.
I told him he was retarded.
He's got to be fucking retarded.
I told him.
I told, right?
I told him that.
You told Mersh that he's fucking retarded?
Well, prior to the cruise. No.
Prior to the cruise?
Yeah, I told him he was
You're fucking retarded? Why would... And so, yeah.
He was fun to hang out with, though. You know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when it was just Mersh, it was fine. It was an okay... It was just like, oh, you know, hanging out with Mersh. Hanging out with Mersh is fine. He's funny. He cracks bits. It's funny. But then he brings a girl around. And I feel like a lot of us have had a buddy at one time bring a chick around that was just like, okay, your buddy's bringing a chick around, but then he brings his chick around, and then it's like, all right, she's kind of fucking weird, but whatever. But that kind of ruins the vibe. Imagine that. But like, then you find out like this chick fucks around on him. Does it extremely publicly. And then goes on like the fucking cruise that you guys were planning for a while. How would you feel? You'd be like, what? Why would you bring her? That's stupid. Why?
Would retain ownership of the vessel and keep the original executive team. The financial terms of the deal.
Whatever. I mean, like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say on my fucking show. Right? This might upset. It might upset him. It might upset Merch, but I am doing what I think is best for you. All right? This is not out of malice. It's not that I don't want to see Merch happy. That's retarded. No. I just like, and it's not just me. It's not just me. It's fucking all of us. It's fucking all of us. All of us.
Were not disclosed. But the companies did announce that the remaining ship in their fleet, that being the Grand Classica, would
Rhea says, I'd have a fit. Are you kidding? Well, Jess and Marie sure did. Jess and Marie sure did. Oh my God. Jess and Marie like would fucking dress alike and we go to the clubs and stuff like that. And then she, Ice Dancer would show up and she, you know, is wearing something totally different. So it was very clear that she was an outsider. Right, hun?
Yeah.
Are you, I mean, like, do you want to comment on this? I know you do.
I don't. Because she wants what she wants.
Is attention.
She wants attention.
She wants the attention. And I'm giving it to her. I am. I'm doing that right now.
Doing it.
I am. I like, this is exactly what she wants. She wants the clout. She wants to be talked about.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that right now on my show. I'm doing that.
It's your show.
It's my fucking show.
It's your show, man.
And I know this is exactly what she wants me to do. Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a thing that she was very clearly Yep. Rhea says I'd ruin it for her. Ruin it how? Ruin it how? They didn't leave their fucking cabin. They didn't leave their cabin.
They weren't around enough to. It wasn't.
Shimo says never give a woman attention. Well, I'm not giving her direct attention. I'm just talking about my emotions about the situation on board the cruise, because it is disappointing that we didn't get to fucking actually hang out and like, because we could have used Mersh more than we actually did. Because we were doing content, we were filming things, we were doing interviews and shit like that, and like filming people twerk at the club and cracking jokes and stuff, and having a general good time.
The work stuff aside, we're having fun.
Okay, all the cats need to get out.
Well,
All the cats need to get out. Get out.
undergo a multi-million-dollar renovation. Margaritaville already had a partnership with Norwegian Cruise Line with their restaurants on a few of their ships, but they decided to pull all
I'd make it public to shame everyone. Well, I mean, here I am.
of them in favor of this new direction. Now, the Grand Classica is an interesting ship on its own. She was commissioned in the late 1980s by Costa Cruises, and
Hard R, all that cash money shit he was saying about her, then takes her on the cruise after his buddy of 18 years. Oh, I know. I know. Oh, I know, dude. Oh my God, I know. I know. I don't look. I don't. I would not do the same thing. I would absolutely not do the exact same thing as Merch did. I would be like, no, fuck you, whore. That's what I would do. That's what I would be like. You can fuck right off. Nope. No. Nope. That's why I'm baffled. I'm baffled by this turn of events. Cause like, you know, fucking Merce said she was coming. And then I heard Royce say that she wasn't coming. And then fucking that night, Merce texts us, and he's all like, yup, she coming. And then I told Royce the next day, I'm like, yup, she coming. And he's like, God damn it. God damn it. I don't know. FOMO says, did you have to try and pretend nice to her, Jess? Jess was not pretending to be nice. She wasn't nice. She doesn't. Why? Look, no. She ignored her most of the time, but every once in a while fired a shot across the bow, which was pretty funny at the time. And it's still funny now. Don't get me wrong. But everyone was having their shots like that. I think I was the only one that didn't really, because I don't give a shit that much. But I just found it very annoying. I was very annoyed that we're here doing a job. We're reviewing the ship and stuff like that, and you're fucking hanging out in the cabin the entire time. Which I knew would happen. I knew that would happen. And so did fucking Ice. There's no way you didn't think that was... There's no way that she did not think that people were not going to be mean to her. Right? Like, you fuck over, like, a friend in a friend group. And then you go on a cruise with said friend group with the friend that you fucked over. And like, how do you expect people to treat you? You think people are going to be stoked on you? You think people... What she should have done. What she should have absolutely done. And what Merce should have obviously done as well. It's just been like, you know what? You go have fun on this cruise. I'll see you when you get back. And that would have been fine. That would have been fine, because then it's just like, then it doesn't intrude on like what we're doing, on what we're, but nope, fuck that noise. Nope, she's gonna fucking push her face right. God damn it, dude. I'm here. Yeah, we can tell. We can tell you're here too. Yeah. Yep. We can tell you're here too. We really can. We really can. You chew very loudly. She says weird stuff and stuff like that. And like, hey, didn't you just cheat on our fucking friend? And then like, you're coming here now too. And then it's like awkward. Because we're all like, okay. Hog says, my ex-cunt was horrible. And what was worse is that she had no place to go. So you really felt sorry for her. Big mistake. You got to cut the head off the snake. And you just got to fucking... Look, dude, I cannot explain to you the reasoning why Merch thought this was going to be an acceptable move. I mean, it's not unacceptable. It's not unacceptable. It's just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, it's not like he's had problems getting girls in the past. Why? Why would you do that? To us now. It's not specifically just about you in this scenario now, because now we're involved. We're all on this boat together, right? And we are going to see you. We are going to bump into you and stuff like that. And then it's going to be fucking weird. It's going to be a little fucking weird. It's just,
completed construction at Fincantieri in 1991. She continued to sail under the Costa flag for many years to come, navigating the waters of the Mediterranean and eventually Asia. In the year 2000, Costa had planned an extension for the
Never put a girlfriend on the deed.
ship and commissioned the construction.
My wife isn't even on my deed. She's not. I mean, like, if I die, she'll get the house. They'll figure it out. But, like, my wife's not even on the deed.
Of a massive 146-foot midsection. The plan was to cut the entire ship in half, slide in this new section for added capacity and length. But the shipyard who was contracted to complete the job essentially went bankrupt, and this huge section was ultimately just scrapped. Now, the ship did see some...
Yeah, she seems like an empty shell living on the internet. That's actually a pretty good description of her. I think she's very childlike. She's very childlike, and I think that's what also motivates her to be... Look, obviously she wants attention. All women want attention. They crave it, and they do it through different ways. Some women do it through being pretty, which I approve of. That's the main and best way to get attention from men, is be pretty. Don't be a bitch is another great one. If you're friendly and like actually nice to hang out with and you cook delicious, yummy meals, that's a great way. Fucking stirring the pot and making an internet blast and like banging people across the fucking podcast universe or whatever the fuck you want to call this shit, that is not an acceptable way of doing it. That's a heinous way of doing it. But here I am. I am talking about her. I'm not just ignoring it. I'm not, no. I'm doing it. You got me, bitch. You got me.
Other instance, like in 2005, it suffered a pretty large fire. In 2008, the Classica collided with an MSC ship off the coast of Croatia, suffering...
I just could not believe it. I could not believe it. But also... No, I just couldn't. I can't fucking believe it.
Minor
I
damage.
can't.
The same could not...
Don't understand. Don't believe it. I mean, I believe it. I saw it. It was there. I just don't understand it. Why?
Not be said for its second collision 2 years later, when she temporarily lost power in a busy Chinese ship.
The public humiliation was a huge, gigantic problem. That was an enormous issue. But even if it wasn't so public, even if it was a very private matter, it would still be fucked up. You know? It would still be fucked up. It'd still be a fucked up thing to do. But then, like banging Merce's friend and stuff like that, and it's just like, and then making it so public, where like tons of people know about it. And
Shame on her.
look, they probably wanted to keep this low key, but somebody's going to find out about it. Somebody's going to hear about it. And nobody told me not to talk about it. Nobody told me that. So that's probably why they weren't in any of the pictures. Right?
Yeah.
And they didn't want to hang out and be on camera or anything like that. So nobody told me nothing. Nobody told me nothing. If he told me not to say anything, I wouldn't have said a goddamn word. Nobody told me nothing. Obviously, people are going to find out. Obviously, people are going to find out. Because I'm going to sit down on my fucking show and I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell fucking everybody. Like we won't find out exactly, JB. Like we won't find out. Like everyone's not going to find out. Of course, everybody's going to find out. If it wasn't, if I didn't do it, somebody would have done it. Probably me, though, because again, this is my show. That was my cruise. I wanted to have a good time, and I wanted to work on the things and stuff like that. Call her Yoko now? She's fucking some shit up for sure. Yeah, Marie and Jess mogged the fuck out of her, but that wasn't even a challenge. That wasn't even a challenge, dude. That's like, I mean, Jess was looking great. Marie's extremely fit. And,
What?
I said you were looking great, and, Marie is extremely fit.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Marie was amazing.
mogging ice was not even an issue. It wasn't even like, it was so total, it wasn't even a problem. It's not even worth mentioning. But yeah, that's why he's not in any of the photos. That's why everyone's fucking checking in, being like, is Merch okay? Is Merch fine? No, not really. He's not really okay. He's not really fine. No.
shipping lane and collided
It's
with
not
a cargo
okay.
ship. The result was a massive gash in the side of the Classico's hull. So yeah, the ship had a storied career.
FOMO says, just good. She ain't got no excuse looking like that at her age. Yeah, what is she, 25? 22? She's young. But like, I don't know what's wrong. She's like vaccine damaged or something, because there's something like not firing on all cylinders. You know? Not firing on all cylinders. And I'm not going to make a comment about her appearance. I don't really believe I have to, right? The girls did plenty of that. It's not, again, not really my place. But what I can comment on is her just weirdness. Her social graces leave a lot to be desired. And I don't know if that's a Gen Z thing, or that's a thing where she's so chronically online that she hasn't had the time to develop like social nuance and stuff like that. You know, how you communicate with people properly, like what an appropriate thing to say is and what an inappropriate thing to say is. Also, this extends to the things you do. If you're with one guy, don't bang his best friend. You think that would be more innate, like instinctual. Apparently not. Apparently no. I don't know if it's an iPad kid thing or something far deeper. I think it's quite a bit deeper than that, though. I can't imagine that this is fucking from watching Teletubbies or something too much, and then she's all like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking be wild and just leave disaster in my fucking wake, you know? I don't know, man. Kids these days. I don't get the kids these days, you know? I don't get the kids these days.
And by 2018, the vessel was brought to North American waters and began her second life as a cruise to free.
That's what I would guess. What? Yeah, her being fucking like autistic or something. She's got to be autistic or something. I think it has to be a combination of autism and not even like light autism. Not to the point where she's like smacking her head because she's like overstimmed. If Merce was banging a chick like that, I'd be like, wow, that thing must grip hard. But I bet that shit grips, dude, like Gorilla Glue. But no, she's not light. You know, she's not, you know, not a dusting of autism. Like there is a good solid lump of mercury in her brain. You know, that in combination with being terminally online, I think that's probably not great for her either, because you know, we go in public spaces, we have conversations with people, we have social dynamics and stuff like that. You understand how to have a certain level of politic with other people, which she does not. If she came on the cruise and like was like, you know, eating crow, You know what I mean? Like she was like genuinely sorry, and she was just like, I don't know what came over me. It was just it was a moment of weakness and stuff like that. If she came really hat in hand, it really might have been a different story for me. I would be, yeah, whatever. The girls are their own situation. The girls are their own situation. I can't exactly control what Marie and Jess do. I mean, so it's just, they're going to act how they're going to act, right? And then I'm going to sit there and I'll be like, well, you kind of deserve it. You kind of deserve it. But there wasn't any of that contrition. There wasn't any of that my apologies. She wasn't penitent. She's just like, yeah, fuck it. This is your cruise. I'm going to fucking smear my shit all over it. The audacity. The pure audacity. That's what I can't get over. The audacity. Because she should have been like, no. You have fun with your friends, and I'm just going to sit here and think about what I did. I'm going to go ahead and clean your house top to bottom, and I'm going to cook you 5 pies. And then there's going to be little love notes about how sorry I am all over the fucking place. But no, she's like, I'm going to bring my Switch and then fucking play it at the dinner table. And then... Oh, shit. I'm not sure her issues with... Hi, Mersh. How you doing? I'm not sure how her issues with me mean she owed you an apology. That makes 0 sense. I'm not saying she owes you this apology. That's not what I'm saying, Mersh. No, you're misinterpreting. I'm saying, look, it's not owing us an apology. It's about being sorry in general. You know what I mean, bro? Do you understand? Like, it's not that she affected directly us. She affected us as a group. Yes, that's more of an issue. It's not strictly about owing us an apology. She obviously doesn't owe us an apology. That's not what it's about. But if she came sorry about what she did, and she was like explaining, like, is a moment of weakness. I'm so sorry. This is, I don't want to interfere with the fun of the cruise or anything like that. That would have been a lot more acceptable. I'm not saying an apology towards us. I'm genuinely contrite. Generally, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry about that. I want to display I'm sorry about that. Do you understand, dude? What does coming sorry and explaining mean? That's an apology. No, dude. Well, look. Do you not understand what I'm trying to say? Like, you should be a little bit more embarrassed. You should be a little bit more, you should be a little bit more, I'm sorry about this, but I still want to have a good time. It's not like she's directly apologizing to us. It's like she's apologizing about the general nature of the situation. And look, brother, I'm not directly upset about it. I was the coolest one there about it. I really was. But it was kind of upsetting that we didn't get to see much of you. I'm sorry that I am talking about it. I'm not really sorry I'm talking about it because this is my show. And I was on the cruise too. Right? I was on the cruise too. I'm going to talk about my experiences on the cruise. It just would have been more acceptable had she been a little bit more penitent about her previous actions. I hope I'm coming across clear. You know? You guys didn't get to see much of me because nobody wanted to see much of me. That is not true. I did want to see you. I wanted to hang out with you. When we did hang out, we did have a good time. We were talking, we were cracking jokes. It was comfortable and stuff like that. I don't know what the thing with Ice is like. There is an awkwardness, right? And it's probably coming more from Royce or Marie and Jessica and stuff like that, because they're more pissed about it than I was. I wasn't pissed. I could have easily let it go completely. But there was kind of a general weirdness about it. You know? Just says, Mersh, we've only talked about how fun you were to be around. That's it. That is it. We're not mad at you. We're not upset at you at all. I'm not upset at anybody. You know, I can have a good time doing whatever. You know? And again, I'm not saying that she needed to apologize to us. I'm saying she needs to be more apologetic in general. Yeah, but there was just... The one time I hung out with Mersh IRL, had a blast and a great guy and fun to talk to. I have fun with Mersh too. It's not... And Mersh, for you to say that we didn't want to hang out with you is nonsense. Didn't I tell you before? I was all like, I do want you to come on this cruise. I insisted that you come on this cruise. Because I wanted to have a good time with you. But you spent the whole time in your goddamn cabin, dude. Right? We only got to see you for what? An hour? An hour? I don't know what you were doing like late at night. Maybe you went out at the casino. I'm not very much a night guy like that. I'm not staying out way late at night. But it was just like, wow, okay, so this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. They're going to fucking hang out in their cabin and shit like that. And I'm sure it's because of some sense of awkwardness. I'm sure, because Ice was very clear. She kept saying, oh, like, they want me dead. They want me dead. And it's just like, I didn't even pick up on a lot of it. I was pretty drunk at a lot of the cruise. I was fairly drunk. But like, yeah. Like, what do you want? What? Jess says, Mersh, we didn't throw her off the boat. And we told you about this beforehand, didn't we? I mean, we told you that, like, there might have been there would have, before she came, before you brought her on the boat, we were talking to you, and we were all like, maybe that's not the greatest idea in the world. Maybe that's not the greatest idea in the world, because exactly that, because you were going to stay in your fucking cabin the entire time. And you did. You did, dude. And look, I understand that you didn't want to come out because there was like some strange awkwardness or whatever, but you could have fought through that too and just been like, eh, whatever, fucking. And then we would have had drinks and we would have been fine. And we did that at the club, right? For a little while. I don't know. Last night I was fucking hammered. I was hammered last night. But don't take this as like, oh, she owes me an apology, because she absolutely does not. She absolutely does not. Like, the people who are more upset would probably be Jess and Marie. And they're doing that out of absolute care for you. That's it. That's obviously it. It's not trying to be derogatory or anything like that. They simply feel like that because they're a little pissed about the situation that happened. which is understandable, right? Please tell me you understand, dude. Please tell me you get it. You could have just as easily fought through it. I don't know what she was saying. I don't know the conversations that you had in the cabin, where she was all like, I don't want to hang out with I don't want to hang out with your friends because they hate me and stuff like that. If she was saying shit like that, well then, like, dude, like, what do you want? What do you want? Like, the girls they're not wrong. They're not wrong. And you can't just flip a switch and shit like that. Again, I am a different story. I am cool to hang out with. I am fun to hang out with. I gave Ice Dancer a high five. I could have blown through it. I would not have had a problem. But I did want you to be a part of the thing a little bit more. It was just kind of disappointing that we didn't see much of you. Or Ice. You know, it would have been fine. If everyone grit their fucking teeth and bared it, I would have been just as happy. I would have been just as happy. But apparently not. Apparently not. Let's look at more of this fucking boat, dude.
Port Bahamas and back. It became one of the oldest major cruise ships to operate out of an American port, and one of, if not the smallest to do.
I'd meet you guys at the bar, and then I'd have to go get a cigarette, and you guys would bounce. We'd get food. I'd have to go for a cigarette, come back, and you guys be gone. I'm not the communicator like that. I don't know if, like, Royce tells you, but I'm not the communicator. So, like, I assume that would be on Jess and Marie. I kind of went with the flow anyway. I think people thought that you just disappeared again. If that was the case, I apologize. That's obviously not what we meant to do. We weren't ditching you. Nobody at no point said, let's ditch Mersh. Nobody even said anything vaguely similar to that. Because that would be stupid. Why would we do that? Obviously, we wouldn't want to do that. Even with Ice in tow, we still wouldn't do that. We're not ditching you. I actually don't know, because sometimes people are just like, all right, let's go to this. I'm like, okay, I got my drink. Let's go. I don't really pay attention a lot like that. You know, I'm kind of in my own world in that kind of situation. So if it seemed like we ditched you, I apologize. I didn't get that feeling from anybody. Nobody let that on. So aren't you in the... Wait, don't you have like a group chat or something? Should we put you in? I don't know. I don't know. I thought somebody was talking to you. It wasn't me. I'm sorry.
Do so at just 53,000 tons and 722 feet long.
You kept messaging people? You have them? Did you message me? Let me look. I didn't get any messages from you. Twitter, maybe? I didn't get any message from you. So, I know you probably wouldn't message me, but I didn't get any messages.
But even after its multi-million-dollar renovation and transformation into the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, yes, that's its actual name, the ship was given...
Yeah, Sulk prob just drunk and full steam ahead like a juggernaut. Yeah, if I'm like partying, I'm not... But I didn't get any messages from you. If you messaged Royce or something like that, then that's another story. That's on... I didn't hear about that, you know? Nobody told me. Nobody was like, Mersh is messaging me again. I didn't get that. Or Frozen. Who, did you message Royce or who?
Been a no sail order by the Coast Guard in July.
I only didn't message you because you were fucking lit the first 2 days. Yeah, that's probably wise. Roy says I'm a terrible communicator, and yeah, he's right. No, I get it. I'm not, but I'm just saying. You know, if it's not, I can't be responsible for that. I can't. Did you message Jess? Because, yeah. And yeah, dude, I'm lit. Dude, it's a cruise. What do you want?
2022,
it's a
after they
cruise.
found, quote, several issues that put the safety of the passengers and crew in danger. Knowing all of this,
What did John do on the cruise? I knew he did something. I did a lot of stuff. I don't know, got drunk, had a good time. That's about it.
I was very hesitant to book our voyage on their only
I was there for the good times. I was there for the good times. I wasn't there for like the bullshit. I wasn't there for the bullshit, but the bullshit was there, you know. See, I separate myself as much as I possibly can. Right? And it borders on unhealthy. Right? Because I'm trying to separate myself from my emotions. So I'm just like, yeah, all right, fuck. Yeah, some people call it a drinking problem. That's fine. But if you don't message me, bro, there's not much I can do. I mean, even if I was hammered ass drunk, which I was fairly drunk, you could have still given it a shot. And I'd been like, oh, Mersh is texting me. We should meet up with him. Jess only ran into you because she had to go to the bathroom and she happened to go through the casino. And then she was all like, why don't you join us up there? Are you sure you messaged? Who did you message, dude? Jess. Because I don't think you messaged Jess. If you messaged Jess, she would have told me.
itinerary, a 2-night, 3-day trip from the port of West Palm Beach to Freeport, Bahamas.
John looked exactly as gay as you expected him to look on that cruise. My wife dresses me.
And back. We booked what would essentially be their version of a mid-tier cabin, which is a...
If you're not drinking to blackout, why even bother? So here's the thing about me. I don't drink to blackout. I drink to the point where I feel like I'm going to black out. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to carry myself home. Because I feel like if I stay any longer, I'm going to black out. And sometimes that's earlier than others. I think on the first night I made it to 11 p.m. I wasn't that drunk. On the last night I got pretty drunk. But the first 2 nights were I got fairly drunk. I was drunk for sure. But I wasn't like comatose blackout drunk. I was still messaging people on Twitter. You could, Mersh, dude, you could have fucking sent me a message. I probably would have got it. Why didn't you send me a message? I would have been like, Mersh wants to meet us. Let's get that motherfucker out here. Cause I'm like, we need him for like the fucking footage, brother. Yeah, why didn't you can't be like, why you didn't message me because I was lit. I don't think that's a very good excuse. Because it's just a goddamn message. If I don't get it, I don't get it. You'd be like, oh, he's just lit, so he's probably not. But to not even try, to not even try is a different. You should have just fucking sent me a message.
Lower deck ocean view room, and we received cabin number 41.
Forrest Bunny says being drunk on a boat on the ocean sounds like hell to me. What are you talking about? That's where you get drunk. If you're on a boat, how are you not drunk? Because like it helps with seasickness. You're having a good time. You're on a fucking boat. That's just how it rolls.
45 on deck 4. At first glance,
No, the food was not good.
you can tell this is where a lot of the money
The
from
food was not good. It was mid as fuck. The drinks were okay. They were decent.
the renovations went, as each cabin got a fresh look that is admittedly pretty clean looking. I like the large
Jess Wegg says, damn it, I knew I should have snuck on this cruise and just mixed in and gotten footage. Bitch, you should have just came. You probably could have just came. You know? If you were like, can I come? We'd be like, yeah, come on.
large TV in the corner, and the bed linens actually feel pretty nice and were also clean. There's also a nice side chair and a small desk area. We got a mini fridge, more than enough closet space for a 2-night trip, and of course a porthole. The artwork in here was nothing special, but was definitely on brand as well.
Yeah, it was tacky. It was a tacky ass ship.
Was the wallpaper. However, then there's the bathroom,
The bathrooms were gross. It smelled like shit, even when there wasn't shit in there.
which did not
I think it's like the hole. I think it has to do with like the plumbing in the shower leads to the septic tank or something. I don't know.
get the same treatment as the rest of the room. Just a new coat of paint, a new floor that already looks very worn, and an awkward picture frame. Everything else is basically the same as the Costa Classica, and that's
Jess, you missed out. You should have come. Dude, you would have been more than welcome.
apparent from the 90s
You should have just said something.
which has a design flaw that won't let you turn the faucet handle all the way to cold since it collides with the mirror.
Lovely.
It also has a tiny shower with an exposed dirty
That's what I'm talking about. I think the smell was coming out of there, which was fucking disgusting.
drain. By day 2, there was a pretty strong sewage odor that was emitting from this drain, and it all just
Gross, right?
felt really gross. The finer details within the main space were also suffering from its age, primarily with a major lack of any plugs. We only had one North American socket under the desk,
He had the same room. It's the same situation. There's one fucking socket. There was one. We had to charge. Well, there was USB sockets and stuff, but this was like next to the vanity, so Jess could blow dry her hair. And
but also surprisingly a USB-A and C port above the desk.
220 volt too, which is like, that seems excessive. Why a 220? Run a hot tub in there?
Water was in the room, but at an extra charge, as was a bottle of wine. The ceiling in our closet had some mysterious splatters and possibly mildew or mold growing on it, and the rail for our bathroom sliding door I don't think has been cleaned since 1991. There's also just a few
Yeah, the ship was built in 91, but
quirks about this cabin that date it back to a different time. And while it wasn't unlivable, I think a further renovation could be a benefit for all the cabins here. But we were also traveling with our friend Michael, and he had a cabin on the other side of the ship, also on deck 4. So we went to go see what his room was like, which on paper was the exact same category as us. But his room also had a few quirks that completely
I thought they redid the boat. I guess not the cabins. I don't know what the cabins looked like before. Maybe they did redo the cabins. But even so, if they did redo the cabins, it was a slapdash job. They were just gross. They were just gross.
puzzled us. Like his cabin for
I still kind of feel like I'm on the boat because it was like tiny. It was tiny enough to where like it rocked a lot, which I don't have a problem with seasickness or anything like that. But you just like, when you spend days on a boat that's like constantly rocking, you get sea legs, right? And then when you get off onto land, you still kind of like wobble back and forth a little bit.
for some reason had 2 seats rather than our 1, but a smaller bed overall. Unlike our cabin, his did come with some charging ports on at least one of the bedside tables, as well as a full blackout drape. His bathroom floor was also, for some reason, different than ours, but just as worn. Though his cabin was also just missing a mini fridge, and when we put a black light on it, well, it wasn't great. Most concerning of all, though, was that
Well, that's your problem. You brought a black light. I wouldn't have the fucking balls to do that. No, sir. No, sir, because the instant I lit that black light, I'd be like, we're getting off of this ship. We're getting off. Call a helicopter. We're getting off of this bullshit.
That we noticed the smoke detector above the bed was completely sealed over with tape. Something you'd see in like a $40 motel room, and it's not the most compelling case for a safe ship. Anyways, this general room layout applies to the vast majority of the ocean view and interior cabins on board. But there are two other categories, those being a junior suite set up in a somewhat small living room and bedroom layout, and the Grand Terrace suite, the only category that actually has a balcony on.
Yeah, not a lot of balconies on it. Like we were next to like one of the Royal Caribbean ones, and you could just see all the balconies. There's hundreds of balconies. We just had a porthole. And these are like double the price. I'm sure they're much nicer, but you know.
On board. There's only 10 of them on the ship, so they're by far the most expensive. Food on board was honestly not very good at all.
Mid. And a cruise ship, the best thing about a cruise ship should be the food. It should. It should be the food. That should be the best thing on a cruise ship is the food. The food was like cafeteria, like middle school cafeteria. It was mid. It was even worse than that, honestly.
There are 3 complimentary eateries.
There was a couple of places that were actually pretty decent, like the sushi. The sushi place was all right.
On board.
The drinks were good. The drinks, honestly, were good.
Being the main dining room restaurant called Finn's, the 5 o'clock somewhere burger bar, and the Port of Indecision buffet.
The Port of Indecision? Is that what it really was called? Anyways, the buffet was mid.
Why it wasn't called the Jimmy's Buffet? We will never know. Almost everything I tried.
That would have been much better. Jimmy's Buffet? That'd have been better, yeah.
From the buffet was aggressively average or just terrible. The only dishes I actually enjoyed were the rice-based ones. Everything else, like the lasagna with corn in it for some reason, and the breaded fish were just not good, borderline terrible. Selections there were all...
Did Marsh dump water on anyone's wife? No. I don't get that reference. I did spill a drink in my lap, and there was like a 20-minute bit about that, which actually turned out to be pretty funny.
Also pretty lackluster, and most of it just didn't look very appealing, like the pasta bar, which had pre-cooked pasta just sitting out in the open air.
The Port of Indecision is what John calls his backside.
Yeah. They did have a panini section that was made to order,
Okay.
and they were pretty okay. I would say everything else tasted slightly lower quality than a good airport lounge.
No, because he said a good airport lounge? No, I've had good food in a good airport lounge. The food there was, it was lazy. That's the best way. Even the filet mignon. I went to the nice restaurant, the steakhouse, where you have to pay extra. We got a filet mignon, and it was like they slapped a filet. It was a filet. They slapped on a filet on a plate, on a pan that was far too hot. Left it on there that was too long, because I ordered medium rare, right? And then after they did that, after they made the outside of it very rubbery, like leathery, they popped it under a heat lamp for about 45 minutes. And then they're like, yep, that's good to go. Send it out. So it came out like dry, and it took way too long. And then the service was garbage. Terrible.
Around back was the burger bar, which prior to our voyage used to be at an extra cost. Now they're complimentary, and our burgers there were...
He was shit-faced, and Marie tried to give him water. It was in... Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
were also okay. The patties were actually pretty decent, but the buns were very stale. Though they were somehow still better than what I had on the Celebrity Solstice. Finally, there's the main dining room, Finn's. We ate there both nights, and I think the consensus was that all of our meals were below or just average. There were really no standouts, but the shrimp I had was pretty good despite it being a little uninspired, and the Jimmy's Jambalaya was also pretty okay. Michael's pasta came out cold, which was really a theme for all of the food on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And on our second day, I ordered the blackened salmon, which was ironically the most flavorless salmon I've ever had. We would have ordered other dishes to try out, but to our surprise, you can only order one.
It's like, it looks like prison food. The food was, it was bad. It was bad. It wasn't even like, I mean, I guess a few things were like, that's acceptable. Like, I think I had like a banana pudding that was like, all right, that's okay. That's not terrible. But a lot of the food was just like bad. They had this pizza that was like frozen pizza. And like, it's pizza, but it wasn't good. I mean, if you were like blackout drunk and you're like, I just need to get some pizza, then it would have been acceptable. But it like, I'm just saying you could have done better. You could have done better in the entire pizza category. I really preferred if you would. And like the whole burger place, the burgers were meh. And that's where you should really shine. Because he's got a whole fucking song about it. The cheeseburger in paradise, you should make those burgers fire. You should pay extra. It should be like, the cheeseburgers should be fire. They should be really good. Why aren't they good? They're all right, but they're not. But they're cheap. They're cheap ass burgers. Like, they're cheap ass where you get like those
One entree per person.
Costco burgers, right? And you get like a ton of them in the big bag, and then you slap them on the thing. That's what it should be.
Anything additional would be at an extra cost. So on top of the complimentary options on board, there are also 3 other upcharge food venues. Those being Frank and Lola's Pizzeria, the Margaritaville Coffee Shop, and the JWB Prime Steakhouse. Since there was no casual complimentary snack options in the hours when the buffet was closed, we opted to pay for a pizza one night, and it was actually pretty good. It was around $12, and it was by far the best thing we had on board the ship.
I didn't see that. That's not the pizza I ate. I didn't see that pizza. That looks like a better pizza, honestly.
For the whole voyage, partially due to it actually being hot. Across from that is the coffee shop, which has a variety of coffees.
Did they discontinue that pizza? Because I didn't know they had that pizza. That pizza, I would have been like, yeah, let's get that pizza. But like the pizza I had was not that pizza. It was like at the it was a different place. It was in the buffet. The coffee bar was decent. The coffees were decent. I'll give it that. The coffees were actually decent. But that's about it.
It's all at an extra cost. They also have desserts for $5.
Was smoking weed doable? Oh, I don't know. It's not like you smelt it all the time, every day. Every day. Every day. You would smell somebody, more than likely several people, in different parts of the ship that absolutely reek of weed. We went up to the smoking deck and they were just ripping blunts up there. I was like, you guys are smoking blunts up here. I didn't give a shit. But it's just like, no one gave a fuck, dude. No one gave a hot fuck on that boat. No one gave a fuck. They were just like, yeah. Everyone was smoking weed. Everyone was smoking weed. Everyone was smoking weed.
Each, as well as ice cream and gelato. Michael got a bowl of their alcoholic chocolate ice cream that didn't really taste like chocolate, more like crushed up Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It was really weird and not very good. Michael and Emmy both got coffees on both days of the voyage, and the consensus came to be that the quality was unpredictable, with a slight chance that you'll end up with an undrinkably milky drink.
I must have had good luck. So I had bad luck with the pizza and good luck with the coffee. Yeah, but again, they might have changed it up. They might have changed it up since, like, when was this put out? 2 years ago. So this is 2 years ago. And then I just got back. So they might have changed it up. Made the pizza worse, made the coffee better. I can understand that. I don't know why you wouldn't just make the entire thing better and close the goddamn open sewage pit in the shower. Because that was terrible. It smelled like shit in there. It smelled like shit in there. It's disgusting.
Finally, there's the JWB Prime Steakhouse, which
That's where I did and had that mid-ass filet. And the worst service I've ever had at any restaurant. I don't even know if that's... I don't even know if that's, like, exaggerating. It might have been the worst service I've ever had at any restaurant. I waited fucking 49 minutes for a drink. 49. I just got up and walked to the bar myself. I'm like, this is the pay extra steakhouse. This is supposed to be fancy. Fancy. It's ghetto. It's ghetto.
we had planned to go to, but after hearing some poor reviews, we decided against it since it was $60 a person.
Yeah, and it was bad.
Now, bars, as you can imagine, are plentiful. Most of the bars are mixed in with the larger public venues like Euphoria and Keys on the Water. There's also a few up on the pool deck, but the very best...
The pools were disgusting as well. They were tiny little pits, right? And there would be like fucking, 15 people in them because, again, they're not that... It's not like they're big. There'd be like 15 people in them, and like the water would just turn brown. It was disgusting. The water would just turn brown, and like it's so hot on the deck. I think I got in the pool once or twice, but after that I was like, this is gross. I'm not doing this anymore. It was just gross.
is the 5 o'clock somewhere bar, where it's actually a decently themed atmosphere, perhaps the best on the entire ship. This was a cool space, and at 5 p.m., I don't know if this was a coincidence, but they actually played the Jimmy Buffett's 5 o'clock somewhere song.
I doubt it was a coincidence.
That's genuinely fun and a creative touch. Now, I'll talk a little
I mean, it says it's 5 o'clock somewhere all over the boat.
bit more about the actual design of these spaces later, but as for the drinks themselves, well, they're expensive. We got a few...
FOMO, you don't like going on boats? You don't like going on cruises? Really? You don't like a cruise, bitch? You don't, because they're fun. I mean, you get a good one, not the Jimmy Buffett one. But you get a decently nice cruise, and it's a good time.
during our time on board. All of them were very pricey. We did find some friendly bartenders later in the trip who gave us generous pours, but at most bars, you can find similar mixed drinks that are smaller than a salt shaker for $17. The quality of them ranged from good to just okay. But what is there to do?
You like boats on lakes? Okay, because I was like, you need to, like, I don't know a bitch that doesn't like a boat. Bitches love boats. So it's just like cruises like on the ocean. Well, what if it was like a small like private yacht? Would you be down for that? I know you would. Come on, you don't even have to lie to me. I know you would. If some millionaire was like, you want to go to Italy on my private yacht? And you'd be like, no, I don't like boats. Bullshit. Bullshit. I would go. I'd be like, yeah, are you going to like rate me? And like, if so, how many times? Because it might be worth it.
Other than getting
It might still be
well,
worth it.
not much. If you take a look at their daily activity list, the actual activities are pretty sparse. Most of them are just
I didn't know they had activities, actually. No, there was a couple that I saw. They just didn't seem like worthwhile.
things you can already do around the ship, like play table tennis. The majority of the rest are all music related, with a few DJs and a few live performances. But there's also just some that are truly baffling, like the Margaritaville TV Jimmy Buffett concert video.
I did see that.
We were morbidly curious and decided to go check it out. What we found was a room playing exactly what it described, just a projector set up playing old Jimmy Buffett concerts. Except the venue's music playlist was also playing at the same time, so it was just a
Yeah, that's kind of the attention to detail I expected on the Jimmy Buffett cruise. It's not it's not like the Disney cruise. If you go on a Disney cruise, the attention to detail is immaculate, right? Everything is tightly controlled. Everything is well scheduled. And I appreciate that. Everything is clean. Everything is organized. Not on the Jimmy Buffett cruise. It is a prison at sea.
horrible mashup of two music tracks.
I still had fun. I still had a good time. But, you know.
Playing over each other. Equally as weird was the character meet and greet with the ship's mascot. I don't know what it's actually called other than Your Favorite Parrot, which might actually just be its name. It only makes one appearance through the whole cruise, and only for 45 minutes.
Yeah, because why? They don't want to wear that.
Now the actual...
Here's the thing. The ventilation is bad. So certain parts of the ship are so hot. And only other certain parts of the ship are well air conditioned. So a lot of people would congregate in the air conditioned parts of the ship, which was like annoying because there'd be too many bodies in there. So it would make that part of the ship hot. And so that was a problem. That was a pretty big issue in my mind.
Entertainment was pretty okay. The headlining event, though, is two major shows, Caribbean Heat and the new Radio Margaritaville Live at Sea. Both were more or less jukebox musicals, with the latter being their new flagship show from the recent renovation. Considering this is all Margaritaville themed, I was expecting a lot more Jimmy Buffett action. But instead, we got a lot of unrelated music through the decades. Like in the...
Well, yeah, how else am I supposed to describe it besides bad? It was bad. It was just poorly executed across the board. There's really not much else. I could be a little bit... Do you want me to get a thesaurus out and like figure out new words for the word bad? Bad covers it. It was bad.
The 70s portion, they just played Lizzo. The last song of the show was Margaritaville,
hello.
but this was a little confusing since I know I had seen a stage show that seemed a lot more Jimmy Buffett themed. Well, it turns out there originally was a show.
The stage show was like, it was all right. It's kind of fun. It was all right. It was all right. It didn't blow my mind or anything like that, but I honestly did not expect it to, but the seats were uncomfortable and they slanted like this. So you kind of had to like make sure you couldn't like relax, right? At least my seat was like that.
That did that, but it has now been replaced by this. Now you might have noticed that the theater this was all being shown in looks very small, and it definitely is. It's also one of the last places on board that really shows the Costa origins, with its walls adorned by quite beautiful Italian mosaics. Now looking at...
I didn't notice that. Did they change that? They must have changed that. They must have changed that because I did not see that. I don't remember seeing
all
these.
of this from a design perspective.
And it's not like I was blackout drunk either. I wasn't actually just completely uselessly inebriated. Maybe that last night No, I was fine, dude.
The Paradise is wearing a pretty ugly livery, and in true Margaritaville style, it has large Jimmy Buffett quotes painted on the side. You'll also notice that this is one of the last few ships still sailing in North America that has its lifeboats towards the top decks. Most cruise ships now have them lining a promenade deck around 4 decks above the water. This isn't the case here, as the only public deck closest to the water is all the way up on deck 10. You might
not the safest thing in the world.
Also notice the lack of any balconies. As I mentioned earlier, there are only 10 of them on the entire ship. The rest of the
There's a reason it's a cheap cruise.
Cabins and public spaces on board all get their...
There was no water slide, no roller coaster. There wasn't a single water slide. Am I like out of line to think there was not enough water-oriented activities on the deck of a cruise ship? There was 2 pools. One was the adults-only pool, which was very small, and the other one was the for everyone pool, which was also very small. Both were disgusting. I had to take a shower on deck just to cool off, and eventually we were like, yeah, we're just going to go inside. We're just going to go inside. We're going to sit. We had in the Euphoria Lounge, we had a nice little corner booth where we're like, this is our spot. We're going to sit here. And we were there a lot. That was the nicest part.
Light from these rather small portholes.
Yeah, no, we went to the Bahamas. We had a great time on the Bahamas. The fucking pools were stupid, weren't they? The pools were like, they were just dumb because they were so small. And they had to, I mean, there was just so many people covered in some weird butter or something like that in them. It was gross. I wouldn't dunk my head in because you will get an ear infection.
And I found that to be an issue
You
in
will
the
get an
larger
ear
spaces that are meant to be gathering points for
Hey, Freeside, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that, bro. I think we're done here. I think we're probably all taken care of. We can wrap up the show. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for joining me. Yes, I will be back tomorrow with more of the Sulk stream. I hope to see you guys there. I would be thrilled if you could join me. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic evening. Stay strong, be loyal to the members. Drink a lot of water, get a good night's sleep, take care of yourselves, because I care about you too. Love you guys. Bye.
They don't blink,
Goodbye.
they don't breathe. The boatman knows what the oars bequeath. Push off from the shore, snake is coiled below. Don't stop. Congo, I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, but I guess monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, blowing like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I spoke. Don't drop the oar. Same boat, same fight, same night. Same teeth, same bite, same light. Pull the sun up, pull it slow. Where it goes